Russia has begun recruiting cosmonauts for a new spacecraft that will go to the moon. Russia's space corporation Roscosmos has declared an open contest for a team who will pilot the Federatsia spacecraft to the moon. The selection begins today and it will last till the end of the year, said Roscosmos' first deputy CEO Alexander Ivanov told a news conference. The results will be summarized at the end of December and a group of 6 to 8 trainees is to be selected, he said. The Roscosmos press service said the selected specialists will be the first to fly the new generation spacecraft Federatsia and will be the first Russians to go to the moon. The purpose is to select the best specialists who already have certain knacks of operating space or air technologies. They will be the first pilots of Russia's future spacecraft Federatsia. All will be trained under the International Space Program and will be the first Russians to fly to the moon, the Roscosmos press service said. Russia's Korolev rocket and space corporation Energia is developing 2 modifications of the Federatsia spacecraft, which could carry 4 or 6 cosmonauts respectively. The applicants will have to undergo several selection stages, testing for education and professional aptitude, medical examination, psychological qualities and physical fitness tests. Applications will be accepted from Russians no older than 35 years who have higher education in engineering, research or other flight specialties and a previous work record. Those with experience in the aircraft building and space rocket industry of the Russian Federation will enjoy priority, the press service said. Also, the candidates are expected to have a knack for studying space technologies, computer skills and fluent English. Applications will be accepted for just 4 months. The testing of candidates will begin afterwards. The new craft has been under development for a decade. It is part of a project called the Perspective Piloted Transport System, which is expected to replace both the Soyuz TME manned spacecraft system and the Progress cargo ships. The first unmanned orbital test flight of the new spacecraft atop the new Angara rocket is scheduled in 2021, launching from the Vostochny Cosmodrome, Russia's new spaceport currently under construction. Earlier this month it was revealed China is developing an advanced new spaceship capable of both flying in low Earth orbit and landing on the moon, according to state media. In another bold step for a space program that equaled the U.S. in number of rocket launches last year, the newspaper Science and Technology Daily cited spaceship engineer Zhang Banian as saying the new craft would be recoverable and have room for multiple astronauts. While no other details were given in the Tuesday report, Zhang raised as a comparison the Orion spacecraft being developed by NASA and the European Space Agency. The agency hopes Orion will carry astronauts into space by 2023. China's Shenzhou space capsule used on all 6 of its crewed missions is based on Russia's Soyuz and is capable of carrying 3 astronauts in its re-entry module. China came late to crewed spaceflight, launching its first man into space in 2003, but has advanced rapidly since then. In its most recent crewed mission, 2 astronauts spent a month aboard a Chinese space station late last year. A fully functioning, permanently crewed space station is on course to begin operations in around 5 years, and a manned lunar mission has been suggested for the future. Now firmly established among the big 3 in space travel, China last year moved ahead of Russia for the first time in number of rocket launches and equaled the United States at 22. According to Harvard University astrophysicist Jonathan McDowell, Russia had 17 launches, while the U.S. might have had several more if SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket fleet hadn't been grounded following a September 1 launch pad explosion. Earlier this week, Chinese officials revealed plans to launch a space probe to the moon and bring back samples before the end of the year. According to the official People's Daily, the Change of 5 lunar probe is undergoing a final round of tests and is expected to be on standby for launch from August. The paper, citing the China National Space Administration, reported that the mission will come with new challenges, including sample collection, taking off from the moon, and high-speed re-entry to the Earth's atmosphere. Hu Hao, an official from China's Lunar Exploration Program, told the paper that it will be one of China's most complicated and difficult space missions. The space agency hopes to send a probe to the dark side of the moon by 2018 and have astronauts on the lunar surface by 2036. In January, China's space agency announced plans to launch 2 missions to Mars and a probe to Jupiter. Vice Director of China's National Space Administration Wu Yanhua said the first probe would be sent to Mars by 2020. Then, a second probe will be launched to collect samples and conduct research on the red planet's structure, composition, and environment. The agency also revealed its plans for a flyby of Jupiter and the exploration of an asteroid. China conducted its first crewed space mission in 2003 and has made steady progress in the short time since. The country has staged a spacewalk and landed a rover on the moon in 2013, marking the first time humans had soft-landed anything on the moon since the 1970s. A fully functioning, permanently crewed space station is on course to begin operations 6 years from now and is slated to run for at least a decade.